In 1899, Austrian neurologist Sigmund Freud wrote Interpretation of Dreams. In this book, the Oedipal complex was introduced. Centered around the Greek mythological story of Oedipus Rex, a man who was abandoned by his parents because of a prophecy that was bestowed upon his family that he would fall in love with his mother and kill his father. Oedipus fulfilled the prophecy unknowingly and as a result gouged his eyes out. The Oedipal complex, or electrocomplex in the case of females, is defined as the desire for sexual involvement with the parent of the opposite sex and a deep-rooted jealousy or hatred for the parent of the same sex. Sigmund Freud claimed that this complex is universal, and that children begin to feel this way at the height of the phallic phase, from ages 3 to 6 when children become aware of their anatomical differences and are experiencing conflict between resentment, rivalry, erotic attraction, jealousy, and fear. As this phase is faced in the formative years of a person's life, it is concerning and problematic if it continues into adulthood. The case of the Oedipal complex into adulthood is seen with Hamlet. First officially noted in Act 3, Scene 2 of the play, Hamlet says that Ophelia is more attractive than his mother. Hamlet is depicted to have a rather unusual relationship with his mother that seems less than purely maternal. In Act 3, Scene 4, Hamlet says some very questionable things to the queen. He also fits the other criteria for the Oedipal complex, hatred for the parent of the same sex. Hamlet has a very strong hatred towards Claudius, even going as far as murder. The Oedipal complex can also be used in a symbolic way. In Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket, this Freudian idea is examined through the characters of Pyle, Joker, and Hartman. Pyle is a childlike character who has Joker as a maternal figure, someone who helps him learn the ropes and gives him advice. Hartman is an aggressive paternal figure to Pyle, who dehumanizes him. Pyle develops a hatred towards Hartman as the relationship between him and Joker begins to grow. Pyle's hatred and anger towards Hartman brings him to a point where he becomes a nihilist, where he then kills Hartman and commits suicide. In Xavier Dolan's film Mommy, the main character Steve also deals with an Oedipal complex, but in this film his relationship with his mother, Diane, is representative of his skewed perception of the world and the unconventional relationship with his mother that leads to many conflicts. The Oedipal complex is very problematic in nature, but when used in stories such as Hamlet, Full Metal Jacket, or Mommy, it makes the characters have more depth and makes them more interesting, even if it is very unusual.